Welcome again, Pisces. It's July 2014. Dadhichi here with your monthly astrological synopsis. Love can prosper this month with the Sun in your 5th house, along with Jupiter, but Jupiter's not going to be there for too much longer. So make hay while the sun shines, I say. And that transition, your ruling planet Jupiter, one of them anyhow, for the first time in 12 years, moving to the 6th sector of your horoscope. That occurs later in the month, around the 16th. That's very, very significant for you. This is one of the heavyweight planets of the zodiac. Also being your ruling planet has to have significant meaning. And I normally say go back 12 years to, for yourself to experience what happened at that time, and then see similarly what may be going on at this time. What does the 6th house represent? Well, it's got to do with your health. It's got to do with co-workers, the working environment as such. It also has to do with debts and enemies. It's not considered really a great sector of the horoscope. But depending upon the way you look at it, if you have sufficient awareness, you're a little developed in your self-analysis and insight, you will use this transit in a very, very positive way to improve, for example, your health, your diet, your daily routine, and also, more importantly, the way in which you interact with the people that you work with. The 6th house also has a lot to do with subordinates. So I want to talk about that because often we look down on subordinates when in fact it's the subordinates that are helping us achieve what we want. For example, if you have maids or gardeners or people that you employ regularly, cooks, these people afford you the lifestyle that you can have. And therefore we should be thankful to those people for the sort of services that they rendered to us. So I guess what I'm saying to you is that once this transit commences, you have an opportunity there to shift your awareness and your perception of things and to really apply this attitude of gratitude to even the most mundane things in your life. I'm harping on this a little bit only because for you, being one of your ruling planets, it is an important transit and it highlights just how these planets can work depending upon the attitude that you take with them. So challenging aspects can actually become, I suppose, the food for your soul, a wisdom sandwich, if I could put it that way. But for you, Jupiter's movement here expands your opportunities. Firstly, be careful. It can make you overwork too. Jupiter's the biggest planet, being in the area of work, shows that you may be putting in way too many hours. Hence, if you hire someone and those subordinates are helping you to offload some of those hours, you've got to be thankful. You've got to have a sense of appreciation for that, for it to work. Now, the other nice thing that happens around the same time on the 19th, if I could digress now a little bit, is Venus, the planet of love, moving into this 5th sector, following up on the position of Sun there. So I do say for some of you, this is the time for romance and a time when you can actually meet someone that is in keeping with your karmic requirements. And I will just take a quick look here because I did notice the karmic North Node with Mars in the 8th house of sexuality. So this is, the North Node indicates aberrations or a bit of kinky behaviour, but not necessarily so. Don't get freaked out yet. It can indicate that you're likely to do something out of the norm. So this could be, breaking the cultural expectations. If you're in a relationship, then you may want to do something a little bit different. So you'll have to push hard. Perhaps you're in a relationship with someone who's a little more conservative than you. But having Venus in the 5th sector throughout the next few weeks is an excellent omen, and coupled with this 8th house Mars and North Node shows us a bit of tension there, sexual tension. I'd be saying to you that you need to be careful not to be too impulsive. This is a time when we see the right angle of Venus to Mars indicating a lot of sexual tension, a lot of sexual vitality. And unless you manage that well, you may put a foot in the wrong direction. So I can say, don't jump into bed on the first night. Just see things through a little bit. Get to understand the other person before you do that. Sun moves to the 6th house. We see this 6th house flavour coming out very, very strongly. And an attempt there by the planets to balance it out with the 5th house. Work versus pleasure. Maybe the two are overlapping at this time as well. There is a change, another change as well. One of your most favourable planets, Mars, moving up to the 9th sector of your horoscope, the horoscope sector dealing with long distance travels, legal battles as well. This can indicate some ethical problem or moral dilemma, or an out and out legal case, or some sort of bureaucratic problem that will get you hot under the collar. So you need to be careful there as well. Fortunately, as I said earlier, this is a planet that's favourable to you, works well, and brings with it some positive indications, especially seeing as you've got Mercury in the 5th house in a good aspect to the Sun leading up to the 26th, showing that your communications can work well for you and bring you some benefits towards this closing stages of the month of July. I do look forward, as usual, to your company again next month here, but don't forget to stop off at astrology.com.au for your esoteric, astrological and spiritual needs. A lot of free stuff there, the monthly, daily and yearly horoscopes in focus for you, Pisces. Take care now. Bye-bye.